7 times the past 34 days, I've taken the collar with my complimentary plays, and Friday night was one of those occasions as I lost both free selections as the Blue Jays on the run line actually lost at home to the Yankees, and also the New York Mets failed in extra innings against Pittsburgh. But here's the bottom line. On the video report, guys, 46 and 21 with the plays I'm giving you for free. 46 and 21 over the past 34 days, and 2 more selections coming your way in just a moment. Going to take a look at the game between the Royals and the LA Angels at Kauffman Stadium in KC, and also not only am I going to give you NFL previews because basically I've handicapped every single game. I'm not using any of them, but I'm going to give you a free pick on one and handicap all 3 games for you. The free pick being on the game between Tampa Bay and Minnesota. That's coming up in just a moment. Now, that was the bad news. Bad news meaning I took the collar last night. Good news, again, I won yet another top-rated 15-dime release. As you know, 15-dime play may not sound big compared to other handicappers I often speak about here on the video report, but then again, my rating scale is so narrow that 99.9% of my plays are rated between 5, 10, and 15 dimes. Well, last night, cashed in with a 15-dime play on the Houston Astros on the run line, plus $1.05, and the 5-1 win at home against Detroit. That was on the heels of hitting my first NFL play of the season at 10-dimer on the San Diego Chargers, stopping the Dallas Cowboys on Thursday night. You know, last week I hit 5 out of 7 days during the betting weeks, and every single day I had a 15-dime play. And then on Monday's video report, I told you that, as you know, if you've ever watched my videos before, I'm a big believer that when you're on a roll, when you build up some bankroll, you've got to take your shots. When there's one game just screaming, bet me, bet me, bet me for everything you're worth. And that's what I did on Monday. For only 5th time in my career, I had a 20-dime release in baseball, and I scored with the Kansas City Royals, getting the job done. Johnny Cueto coming through on the 4-0 run line win as a $1.05 dog that night against the Oakland A's, and I cashed in with that play. And you got it at a huge discount. Well, I'm on another roll. I see another play I love, and I'm going to come out once again with another 20-dime release. Again, only number 6 in my 20 years of doing this. Only the 6th ever 20-dime release in baseball, and it goes today. And it is once again the half-price play of the day, and you get it for half price by using the coupon code HALF, H-A-L-F. I can't make it any easier than that, can I, guys? Anyway, why do I do this? Why every single day? Like yesterday, did I give you Brad Wilton, only the 3rd 200-dime wager of his career here on the site in baseball as the half-price play of the day? Well, 1, because I can, because I run the damn sites, and 2, because I've never believed that you have to spend big money to make big money. So, to wit, look at Brad Wilton. He's had 3 200-dime releases over the past 3 weeks. Every single one of them, you've gotten it at half price. I'm the guy putting myself out there today. I'm on the half-price play. Now listen, one just little disclaimer. There are no guarantees in gambling, guys. You've heard me say this a million times over, okay? I love this game. That little voice is screaming, bet me, bet me, bet me. But it's still a 50-50 betting proposition. I could lose. Therefore, you got to play it the way you should play it, meaning in terms of a financial strategy. If you've been with me over the past month, as I go for winning day number 22 out of 34 today, well, you've built up a little bankroll too. So you're playing with somebody else's money. That's great. But if you haven't, and you're just jumping on the bandwagon, you've got to stay within your means when you play this game. That means you do not take money that's earmarked for the rent or the mortgage, the car payment, or putting food on your table and wager it on this game. That's what suckers do. That's what guys that get them into a deep financial abyss from which there is no escape. That's how they get themselves underwater. You don't do that. You play within your means. So I've given you a word of warning, but I also do love the play. Hi, everyone. If you haven't figured it out by now, I am Al DeMarco, and this is your Saturday video report. As you know, each and every Saturday over the past 4 years, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase price, and today is no different. You can save 22% by using coupon code. Are you ready? 22%, 22 P-E-R-C-E-N-T. Sing it after me. 22 P-E-R-C-E-N-T. The great thing about this coupon is it's a mix and match coupon, which means you can use it for any combination of handicappers' picks and or packages. The only stipulation, it's a one-time usage coupon, which means you can't come in and get my big play and then later in the day come in and get Shawn Michaels' first NFL play of the season and use the coupon. No, it's a one-time usage coupon. You put everything in your shopping cart and then you maximize your savings with your total purchase, saving 22%. The other thing, if you happen to be a package player, I say this every week because there's so many new people coming to the site weekly. If you happen to be already involved in a package with a particular handicapper, let's say you have 5 days left of a 30-day package, you want to buy a new 30-day package. Well, you had 5 days left, you'll now have 35 days. The great thing is you'll take 22% off the purchase price of that 30-day package. And if you have any instant rebates, they are applicable as well. Should you ever have any questions, you can always contact customer service. Now, I also mentioned Shawn Michaels. Let me just say, as I told you a couple days ago, prior to Thursday's preseason play, he is the winningest handicapper here at the site over the past 5 years in football, college and pro combined. Not only is he on a 70, 41-4 NFL run, but the winningest NFL handicapper the past 5 years because he's made $10 bettors in pro and college ball combined, $30,405. Hands down the winningest handicapper. First play of the season, 25-dime, week 1 lock, 49ers and Texans. You get it and save $75 in the process by using coupon code WEEK1, WEEK1, the number 1, week 1. $10 bettors up over 15 grand in all sports following Shawn's betting advice over the past 28 months. All your other coupons, discounts, etc., you can find them over on the homepage. It's that easy. Let's get to your complimentary play. Oh, FYI, if you happen to be wondering what you see behind me. So in my house, you come into this grand foyer. It's a 3-story house. So you come into this monstrous foyer. And if you look on the left-hand side, there's a very traditional, formal living room. You know, Thomasville furniture, dark cherry wood, blah, blah, blah. Very traditional. You look to the right, and it's like you took an LSD trip. Because I took what had been the formal living room because I'm going, who needs a formal living room? Who uses a formal living room? First, I made it an office, and I thought, I'll move my office across from my bedroom on the second floor. What the hell? So I had this monster room. I have a huge family room. So I decided to make this a pool table room. And I thought, hey, what better way than to make it a Las Vegas themed room? So I have a 15 by 17 wall mural made out of, I took a picture of Vegas and I had it taken to a company in Henderson, Nevada, who they make the car wraps. You ever see the advertising, the rolling billboards for cars where they wrap cars? Well, I had them do one of these monstrous displays of the welcome sign on the Vegas Strip right there on the boulevard, and it takes up my whole wall. And that's what you see when you walk into my formal foyer. You see the formal living room on the left, and then you look on this side through the French doors, and you go, what the hell happened? Because the rest of the room, I've got neon signs all throughout here. It's painted green and purple. I don't know, when I come to sell this house, somebody better have a great sense of humor, better love to have a pool table room, or have a lot of paint, because I ain't changing it when I leave. Anyway, we move on here. Let me get to your complimentary play. I just told you that on Monday, my 20-dime play, the 5th ever in my career, was on Kansas City on the run line with Johnny Cueto on the hill, making his home debut for the Royals and his 3rd start for KC since being acquired from Cincinnati in that pre-deadline deal in the last week in July. And guess what, guys? I'm going to come right back with them again on the run line. This is time as a $1.30 dog. Kansas City over LA on the run line, plus $1.30 with Cueto, who's coming off the 4-hit shutout of the Tigers in his first home start and his 3rd with the team. 8 strikeouts, no walks. Matt Shoemaker carried a 19-inning scoreless streak into his last start for the Angels. It didn't last long because in 5 2/3 innings, he gave up 8 runs on 9 hits at Chicago in that last start. He comes into this particular start with a 6.60 earned run average in 3 prior starts against Kansas City last year. He has a 5.04 ERA on the road. Kansas City on a 17-5 run at home, winning 6 out of 8 on this current homestand. They're 20 over 500 at Kauffman Stadium this season. Meanwhile, the Angels, after winning Thursday night's series opener and losing last night 4-1, they are now 8 games under 500 when playing outside of Anaheim. So I like the Royals on the run line in that one. Now, let's get to your complimentary play in the NFL. Jameis Winston, of course, making his debut for the Rays, the Buccaneers tonight. And Lovie Smith, the Tampa coach, says that he's probably going to play his starters at least through the first quarter. So Winston can't possibly do worse than Marcus Mariota did last night for Tennessee, right? And actually, listen, Winston has had a very strong camp. He's kept quiet. He's kept his head on straight. He's really taken control and leadership of this team, everything you expect their new starting quarterback and the number 1 pick to do. But perhaps you were somewhat doubtful considering his past at Florida State. The thing here is, though, Minnesota has such a huge advantage in this game for one simple reason. Vikings already played a game. They played Sunday night, their preseason opener. Their head coach, Mike Zimmer, last year, disappointing season, played the preseason and wanted to win those games. Clearly wanted to win the Hall of Fame game against Pittsburgh, too. And I think the Vikings are going to get the job done here. They are laying 3.5 points in this contest. After Winston departs, let's say after the first quarter, you're going to have the former starter, Mike Glennon, probably coming in. I just think the Vikings, with Teddy Bridgewater, who had a very strong first week performance and about a quarter of action against the Steelers, and then Shaun Hill, the 35-year-old backup making his second tour of duty with the Vikings, did not play in the opener against the Steelers. He's probably going to play second quarter, maybe even most of the third. With the Vikings having such a strong front defensive seven against a developing Tampa Bay offensive line that's unsettled, especially at left tackle and right guard, I think this is a game that you take the Vikings and you go ahead and look for them to pull away in the second half when the second and third teamers are in there. I just think Minnesota is a far advanced team. Yeah, they had a bad season last year, but they won more than 2 games than Tampa did, right? So I'm going to go with Minnesota as your complimentary play. The other 2 games here tonight. Let's talk about the Houston-San Francisco contest. I mean, the 49ers you see tonight aren't the 49ers you last saw a year ago. Not only did Harbaugh leave for Ann Arbor, but Aldon Smith, Justin Smith, Patrick Willis, Frank Gore, Michael Crabtree, Chris Gulliver, who else? Chris Borland, gone. Retired, moved on, injured, whatever, just not with them anymore. So this is a team that's rebuilding. Offensively, Colin Kaepernick now is going to have 2 new wide receivers in Torrey Smith and Jerome Simpson, a new featured running back and former Ohio State bullish runner Carlos Hyde. But these guys aren't going to be playing that much tonight. You know that, right? Blaine Gabbert, who's had a strong spring, is going to see most of the action at quarterback tonight. Well, how did he do last year in the preseason? A 54% passer rating. He's the guy that Kurt Warner alluded to having the pocket constantly shrink around him, meaning he didn't handle the pressure that well. Houston, they got 2 guys going at it for the starting quarterback job, and Ryan Mallett and Brian Hoyer. 2 former Tom Brady backups, both of whom were coached by Bill O'Brien when he was with the Patriots. You got Alfred Blue, who's probably going to see some action here in the opening part of the game because he's going to be the featured running back with Arian Foster out. Texans aren't a great team. They're certainly a team that's on a rise, but a lot of question marks. But I think in this game, at home, you have a San Francisco team that has more question marks. So I would lean a little toward Houston. But I still think the Vikings are the better play here. And listen, you've got, again, 2 teams, Houston and San Francisco, with so many holes personnel-wise at crucial positions where the second and third teamers, they're vying for spots to make the team. It's not like they're already locked into their positions. That's why I'm a little hesitant. But if you had to back me in the corner, I'd lean toward Houston. But again, the Vikings are the better of the 2 plays that I've talked about so far. And then the final game, Arizona and Kansas City. You have a Kansas City team whose starters are going to play probably at least the first quarter, right? And that's Alex Smith behind a redesigned offensive line that afforded him no offensive line protection a year ago. Chase Daniel, the veteran journeyman, going to be the second quarterback up, probably going to play with the second stringers in the second quarter into the third, if not all the way through the third, before giving away to former University of Georgia quarterback Aaron Murray to finish. You got an Arizona team that's going to give Carson Palmer 1 series. 1 series. Bruce Arians says that 1 series, if it's 1 play or 17 plays, it's 1 series, as he's going to see his first action since tearing his ACL last November. Drew Stanton is going to play some. But then you got Logan Thomas is probably going to get the bulk of the playing action in reserve, maybe even free agent rookie Phillip Sims as well. Thomas has been a bust. They hope to develop him out of Virginia Tech. He was raw. Well, guess what? He's still raw in experience in year number 2. You don't have Michael Floyd playing. You got a coach in Andy Reid who has never given a damn about the preseason, right? You know that. I lean toward Arizona in this game, but the line's 3. This could be a field goal game. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 20-17 to 17-14 game. So I think it's going to fall right around the number. Lean a little toward Arizona. Lean a little toward Houston. Do like Minnesota, the Vikings, and then the other free play, of course, coming in baseball with the Kansas City Royals on the run line. That'll do it for today's video report. Best of luck to you guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow when we do this one more time.